All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday to everybody out there. And this is a special one here today. We're talking about Bluesparrow and their Bluebit exchange. And I am joined by not one, not two, but three team members from Bluesparrow. So we're going to go around the blockchain, if we will, and just introduce yourself, talk about your role in Bluesparrow. Of course, we're going to get into what Bluesparrow is, Bluebit exchanges, as well as we're going to take your questions at the end of this AMA. So who wants to start?
I'll go ahead and start. My name is Shannon Bray. I've been involved with blockchain technology now for a couple years, but more heavily involved in the meme tokens and trading and whatnot over the last year. I'm the community and charity ambassador for Bluesparrow. I've joined the team shortly after they launched, primarily because of the charity work and stuff that they were really doing. They were setting themselves apart from everyone else. And then the amount of work that they've done in between that, that we'll talk about throughout, has just been impressive, to the fact that I'm a current candidate for the US Senate, and you don't always want to bring your side projects into a political spotlight. You know, but when you are working with tokens like Bluesparrow, who's actually building schools in Iran and Africa and things like that, I don't really care if I get any negative publicity from that, right? Because I feel like we're actually helping to change the world. And in doing so, I'm heavily involved, you know, on the inside as well. You know, I helped write the white paper, which we're going to have to update now that we have new tokenomics and stuff. But everything that we see from the industry that we like, you know, we want to model. And then anything that we see that the mistakes that others are making, we learn from that, and we're like, wait a second, we don't want to follow the same path. So we've got an extremely smart team, and I'm happy that now you guys get to learn who some of the other ones are. So I'll turn it over to Terry or Winston.
I'll go now.
Yeah,
I'll go. My name is Winston Alexander. I'm the head of marketing for Bluesparrow, and it's truly very exciting for me because one, you know, we are live with Zach and also Terry and Shannon, and my role is basically make Bluesparrow better than it is already, which is sometimes impossible things that we are coming out with, but. Overall, I'm truly excited. I've been with the Bluesparrow as a holder since 2021 December, and I joined the team in January. So it's been a good ride, and trust me, more and more exciting news to come. So I'll turn over to all of our boss, Terry.
Yeah, thank you, Winston. So yeah, my name is Terry Lee Bennett, and I am the operations manager for Bluesparrow and Bluebit. So Bluebit's our exchange. I am from England. I live in Dubai, which I really think is a really big plus for the crypto market, because, you know, everyone you meet is in crypto here. So that's why I always say I'm in Dubai, because it's incredible for connections. And I've been in crypto for about, I think, 4 years now. I've written a crypto book for beginners. And basically, when I started in crypto, there was nothing out there that I could find for a complete beginner like myself. And so I wrote the book, and then I just wanted to go more and more into it. So, and now Bluesparrow is my passion. I've been able to bake the charity into that as well. And we could just keep building layer on layer. And yeah, as we'll talk about in a minute.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great to have everybody here. It's great to have everybody also in the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. And definitely you're going to be interested in what we have to talk about today. Let's start from the beginning. I know it started probably before October 2021, but how did the idea of Bluesparrow come about? Who were the masterminds, I guess, of the project? And again, this project has been around for a very long time. Launched on the 28th of October 2021. But where did the idea come from, and when did it start? I don't know who wants to take that first question.
I guess I can take it, because Suzumi, the founder, he is very passionate about helping people. And I think with the crypto market, unless we're in a bull market, you're not really getting rewarded unless you are, you know, on an upward trend. So that's where our daily draws have come in. So for anyone that doesn't know, we have a fantastic, unique sort of draw system where when you hold 250 tokens in a DeFi wallet, we enter you automatically into a draw every single day, and we have 7 winners. So essentially, when you're holding, you've got 2,055 chances a year to win per wallet. So you can be gaining new tokens continuously by winning our competitions. So that's essentially where that came from. And then obviously the charity that's come from that as well, which was baked into the entire system so that we've always got a charity wallet. And as Shannon said before, we've actually built 2 schools, we've built a water tower in Africa. So that's all kind of, when you sort of do the loop around of what Bluesparrow is about, essentially it is to help people no matter where they come from, you know, what kind of money they can earn. Everyone can get involved in Bluesparrow, and everyone can win. But it's giving that hope every day to people. And you know, from that, we did start off as a meme, and we're sort of now going into the utility side. We're heading into, like, you know, centralized exchange and NFT marketplace, which we can talk about in a little while as well. So we're sort of transitioning quite a little bit.
Awesome. Shannon or Winston, do you want to speak on that point at all?
I would say basically, like in one of the questions that you asked, like even though we came on the October 28th of 2021, a lot of planning came before that, right? So I can explain that in a way that if you look into the utility that coming out with, there's no way anyone can come, hey, let's wake up today, let's create this, right? So everything and every people that they have in place is the people they managed to bring prior to have this token listed. So all the people, devs, like, trust me and believe me, I get to meet few of them on telegrams and stuff like that, speaking to them. These people have brains like maybe 3 or 4 people combined, the stuff they come out with. So like all those people prior to the 28th, they already had this team in place. So that's if I had to put into it, that's something that I would say.
Yeah, it was an excellent team from the beginning. The community actually reached out to me because I was so heavily involved in SHIB at the time. And you know, at the very beginning, they weren't very tactful. They just Bluesparrowed me to death, right? Bluesparrow. So you know, and we're working with them on that. But they did get my attention, and I had said, hey, you know what? Have one of your devs contact me if you're seriously wanting me to look at this. And then they did, right? The CFO contacted me, but I didn't know at the time who he was. He just said he was just a dev. He's not just a dev. Dude's brilliant. But so we started talking about where things were, where he thought he could, where things were gonna go, but at a very low level. So then when I went in to go do my due diligence, I hit them hard, like harder than I hit anyone else, because of the fact that they were toting the charities and they were giving things back to the holders. I was like, man, this sounds like this. Yeah. So I went through and I went through like the code. I went through everything and I documented it. And that's, you know, it became a lot of what's in the white paper. But it's fully transparent. The only got you that we had earlier was the bringing in larger investments because the taxes were so high. But when we went to V2, you know, we heard that we reduced the tax from 5 to 1. And now we are, I mean, we're leveraged to be a utility token and kind of leave that meme behind. So we've got, and I mean, that's not even talking about the Bluebit utilities with NFTs and you know, and where we're going in the grand arching thing. I don't want to overtake the thing, so I'll end there.
No, that's so many great points there. I mean, the one thing that stuck out to me, and I think everybody when they're doing their due diligence, charity tokens are great if they're actually doing what they say they're doing. But you're right, there are so many scams out there who, you know, utilize this thing that's supposed to be a good thing and take advantage of people. So I guess a question that comes out of that is, how did you gain the trust of investors on that front? I mean, because I know that was a big selling point for people in why they got in and why they're still getting in.
I think at the beginning, and we had a disaster at the beginning when we were trying to actually do this. Terry brought me on as the charity ambassador. We were reaching out to UNICEF. I mean, I spent hundreds of messages, emails, calls to UNICEF trying to get that partnership going. And they just wouldn't call us back. And then we reached out to Save the Children. Same thing. They had a little bit more feedback, but not really. Right around the same time, Terry had a friend that had been doing community work, and I'll let her pick it up from there. But what had happened was I was going to be the guy in the middle saying, hey, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then I was going to handle that off. In the process, I joined the team, and we didn't necessarily have those relationships. But then when we formed it and we formed the schools and all of that, it became even better. Because when you start dealing with people like UNICEF and Save the Children, you give them $1 and 10 cents or 12 cents actually goes to where it's going to help, right? There's a lot of administration fees. You've got to pay salaries. So your money's not all going to these children. Now with Bluesparrow, all of the money is going to Bluesparrow. All of it's going to the school. There's no overhead. I mean, there might be overhead to the construction workers who are getting paid to build this. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Every dollar that we're giving goes straight into the economy of these areas. And it's absolutely beautiful. And when you start looking at the ability to have NFT artwork and start paying some of these people off in remote areas with the American dollar, even though questionably it may not last very long, it's still a lot more than what they currently have, right? We're talking about areas that $1 a day goes a long way. So I'm just proud to be involved. I'll turn it over to one of my teammates.
Awesome.
Yeah, with the charity. So as Shannon said, we tried to reach out to some big companies, but we weren't wanting to use them for advertising. We're like, if we're going to do charity work, we're going to do it for the right reasons to actually help people. And yeah, one day I think I was doing an AMA with a few people, and I happened to mention I went to Africa on a charity project, and I connected the dots all of a sudden. And I was like, hang on a second, I actually know this money will go to the people that are actually building. I mean, there's one school in the Masai Mara, if anyone knows Masai Mara region in Nairobi. It's desolate, they've still got tribes and things like that. So yeah, I sent a message to my friends and I said, would you like 10 grand? And then I was like, can you do 20 grand? And then eventually we've sent 30 to him and 30 to our other project manager as well. And yeah, we built the school. The children have enrolled in April. They've just gone. And then we found out that obviously the girls' job is to collect water every day, and that was not giving them the free time to actually get to the Bluesparrow school. So we built a water tower, and now 5,000 people are using that water tower. So like what you say, Zach, I mean, people can say, oh, there's charity going on, but it's not always going there. You don't, a few little bags that get handed out to certain places with like some leaflets in and stuff, that's not charity work in my opinion. Like actual children messaging us thank you and saying with their school uniforms on, in the school, enrolling in the new term, that's what I want to see. And we picked children because that came down to community vote. We did ask everyone, what do they want to do? Animals, immigration, etc. And we all chose children, so that's where it went. So yeah, $60,000, and that's actually come from our founder. But we do have a charity wallet as well, but we haven't sold anything from there because we, the bear market hasn't been friendly to everyone, and we didn't want to, hurt any holders. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, you can see on there.
Yeah, definitely wanted to hit on the charity donations, and that's great to hear. And we've talked before, so I remember that, and that was one of the things that I loved. Now I want to transition over to the giveaways because I see some people in chat messaging about that. So 7 times a day, holders who have a specific amount have a chance to win. How is this designed? How is it set up? And I know it's got to be a fan favorite among the community.
Yeah, I can take that. Basically, it's a seven DeFi holders, right? So if you have a DeFi wallet, if you are holding 250 Bluesparrow token, you're automatically entered to win 250 tokens to your wallet. So just by holding, just your initial investment of 250, Bluesparrow token will give you a chance to win, like, over, if I'm not mistaken, 2,555 times a year that you can win. And I had a question earlier. People are asking, oh, if I won one time, am I not going to win anymore? No, you can win as many times. If you are that lucky, you can win every day. I mean, I personally have won twice, and I'm waiting for my third time. And I know quite a few people have already won many times. But yes, like you said, this is one of the fan favorite, because 250 Bluesparrow token is not much now, but having the utility and where it's going, trust me and believe me, it's going to be something great to have. So if you want one time, two times, or multiple times, trust me, hold on to it. It's going to be something that tremendous in the days to come.
Yeah, we're going to talk about one of those big utilities, of course, the Bluebit exchange. We're going to get into there in a little bit, but it looks like a couple of people in chat. Huddle Paul's won 3 times. He says he's won 1,000 in Ethereum, 250 in Bluesparrow tokens. So that's awesome.
Paul is one of the
Paul
true believers,
actually, he won the first day he bought in. Paul did. He's very jammy.
That's awesome.
I remember him messaging me saying I've won literally the same day he bought in. So I was like, I'm so happy for you.
That's great stuff.
The secret was multiple wallets, right? You get in there and you buy like 5 or 6 wallets of it, and then they're all in drawing every day, and you're just like watching it around 1 o'clock, around lunchtime Eastern is when we were doing the drawings. So yeah, Paul's
exciting.
So we recently just mentioned the move to V2. Do we want to talk about that a little bit? Maybe that decision behind that, and what it's done to better set you all up for the future here of Bluesparrow.
Yeah, so the decision was made to remove the decimals and really cut down the supply, because we were finding, as we're trying to get to tier 1 exchanges, the memes are not as popular as, say, they were last year, and the decimals can be an issue for some of the exchanges. So that was one reason. The second reason is we just wanted to really come into that utility side, ready for Bluebit. So now we're in the cents as opposed to 9 zeros. It was this, and the supply, the supply was so big. So now we've decided to, we've got 100 million total, 46 million circulating. So that for me is one of my favorite parts now of V2, sorry, is because, we've got a constant burn mechanism that's happening. We have burnt a lot as we've gone along, and when we use, and I know we'll talk about this afterwards, but when we actually take the maker and taker fees from Bluebit for Bluesparrow, we're going to actually buy more Bluesparrow from Uniswap, from DEX, and actually send that to the burn wallet. So we're going to have like the synergy between the two, and that circulating supply is just going to come down and down and down and down. And when you look at other projects in the market with that kind of supply and that kind of utility, even now you're looking at minimum $40 a piece. So it's such a good time to enter. I filled in a form the other day for an exchange. So what are you comparing yourself to? Well, I'm like, okay, well, who has an NFT marketplace? Who has a native token? Who has a centralized exchange? It's Binance, Crypto.com. And that was about all I could come up with.
Crow.
So I'm like, there's not many that have. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. I was thinking Coinbase, they have their own native token, but I was thinking this is the areas I'm looking at, because we've got an entire circle of an ecosystem now. We're like a one-stop shop. So it's definitely a fantastic entry point now, because we're at bargain prices.
So usually I wait for questions until the end, but Kev, I see your question here, and it goes perfectly with where we are. So keep your questions for the end, unless it goes like perfectly with the conversation. I'll interject them, but everybody will get a chance to ask questions. How much is burned per month? Kev wants to know.
So that all depends on our trading volumes in Bluebit for Bluesparrow. So because we've been launched now like 3 months on the exchange, we're going to have like a quarterly review of how much we're going to take from all those fees. And then we're going to literally buy Bluesparrow and send it to the burn wallet. So basically, as we grow bigger and bigger, that's going to get bigger and bigger. The burns are going to keep increasing. And if you're in our Telegram, we'll send the transaction link of the burn. Everything's transparent, so everyone will get to see that. I think it's good as a holder to actually see the rarity of your token and the burns, and gifts as well. So we send all the transaction blockchain links all the time.
That's awesome. Well, something else.
Thanks, a good question.
Yeah, that was a great question by Kev. This is rare, and Maxim says V2 was delivered to all DeFi wallets in a record-breaking time of 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's super, super impressive. We've seen V2s not go like that, and that could be really detrimental to the community. People get really upset. So how did you all do that, and how did you all deliver on that promise? That's big.
Well, their failures let us know that we had to put extra time into ours, right? Because these were big tokens that were failing to do their upgrade, their migrations. People were complaining, and we weren't going to do the same. I'll let Terry answer the rest of the question. Okay.
Yeah, it was a big plan, and probably like a lot of people when we had the meeting about it, I've been part of other tokens that have gone to V2, and I wasn't happy with my experience, and so I was a little bit hesitant, but I heard the devs out. I said that my number one thing was, if we're going to do this, what are the pros and the benefit? What are the pros and the cons? But also, there cannot be any burden to the holders in any way, shape, or form. So that was my only thing. I was like, if I'm going to still have my name to Bluesparrow and we're going to do this, there cannot be any burden whatsoever. So we made sure that it was speedy. There was no gas fees for anyone, and no one had to be waiting around and thinking what's going on. You know, that panic that you feel when you don't know where your tokens are. That's horrible. I've been there. I'm still waiting for some from other projects. I don't like that. It annoys me a lot because, you know, it's not fair. So yeah, that was one of our main things to go to V2. And I mean, of course, there's always a slightly negative connotation because most projects haven't done it very well. But again, we're like, let's lead by example. Let's set a new goalpost out so that other projects can follow. And I said to Deb, make sure you do this, like, you know, perfect. We want to be commended for this. Like, let's get this out there that we actually are doing things right. And that's where the trust comes in. The trust and transparency of any team is doing what you say you're going to do and sticking to it and delivering on the promises. That's it. There's no 100%. More to it. The trust. 100%.
They had scoped the original migration out to around 6 hours, and I thought that was too tight.
You were like, that's not going to happen.
2 hours. And look, I've been doing IT stuff for a long time. I know things go bad. I know updates go wrong. I know things have to have contingency problems, but I've never actually seen anything happen almost 3 times faster than it was planned. So it was strong.
They did a fantastic job.
I was just going to say, welcome in. We're getting some new people popping in, and this is Blue Sparrow Token, the team members from Blue Sparrow. So make sure you're hitting the like button. If you just are popping in, go back and listen to the beginning of it, because we've talked about the charity aspect of this project already. Now we've kind of transitioned into the giveaways aspect and a little bit of their V2 migration. And you mentioned something, Terry, about exchanges. I want to ask you about that, because we've already we could see here on screen we've already got listed on quite a few. How's that conversation been here this year compared to last year, and what are your goals for that by the end of this year and moving into next year?
So yeah, the conversations, I mean, we were quite lucky. When we first launched, L Bank got straight in touch with us within a few days. And L Bank, I mean, they were ranked 21 when we listed with them. Now they're ranked 15. They're very professional, very good. I like them. And then basically all the others started coming, you know. This year we're getting tons of people messaging us for exchanges, but we only want the top ones now, because it's important to then, you know, climb the ladder. We don't want to just keep going, you know, below top 100. We want to keep climbing. So now the discussions and toward the plans for the end of the year are absolutely to be listed in, you know, tier 1 exchanges. We are in talks with them. I know our community are desperate for new exchanges as well, as we are. But, you know, tier 1 exchanges, they're tier 1 because they really vet everything, and there's a big process. There's lots of legality side to things. So yeah, we're in that process now, and that's going to be our goal for sure. But obviously our main thing this year was being listed in our own exchange, you know, so but as well, climbing the ranks for our own exchange, you know, getting that onto CoinMarketCap, which is much harder for an exchange. But, you know, we're doing crypto and Forex and all the rest of it, which we'll talk about as well. So getting listed, Bluesparrow actually getting listed into Bluebit, that was also, you know, a perfect combination.
And that was a perfect segue. So let's talk about the Bluebit exchange a little bit, and what this means for the ecosystem. And you mentioned there, it's not just cryptocurrency either, right?
Yeah, so there's lots of cryptocurrency exchanges on the market, but we are unique because there's only a handful of exchanges that do this. You can trade gold and other precious metals. You can trade oil, gas, forex, all the CFD market. We've basically partnered with the world-renowned like MetaTrader, if anyone's heard of that, MT5, which basically when you make an account with Bluebit, that gives you like direct access to like literally everything financial. You're into it. We have, to list a few, 700 instruments across seven different asset classes. There's super easy registration. We've even got an iOS trading app, so you can literally keep an eye on everything on the go. And one of my favorite things on there is that when you make an account, you can go to what's called the IBB, and you can generate a link. You can share that with your friends, family, co-workers, whoever you want. And then you basically receive 20% in your dashboard in USDT from your friend's successful trading, which is amazing. Nice. It's not like a bonus like a lot of the places do. It's like, it's basically, if you know a professional trader, you can basically be collecting passive income from that person. And there's no limit. There's no limit to the amount of friends you can add. There's no limit to the amount of money. So that comes out of our profit, and that's the way that we're marketing ourselves to bring new people in.
That's awesome. So you can actually decide if you want to share your trades with others. Now, can you share it with like a huge community, or does it have to be like, okay, very cool.
Yeah, you can basically, you generate your link. You can either get a QR code or a link, and anyone that clicks with that and signs up, and any trading that they do, you're literally collecting 20% of all their successful trades. I mean, it's fantastic. Cool. It's none of this, deposit $100 and we'll give you $50, like a lot of them will match it, but you can't actually physically ever take it out. It's just a trading giveaway. No, it's not like that. It's literally your money, and that's it, done. And of course, Bluesparrow is a native token to Bluebit. So that's the last part I wanted to add there as well.
Yeah, I was going to go there and just maybe talk about how the two kind of work together. So, of course, Bluesparrow token's the native token. How else are the two kind of coming together to perform one big brand?
It's coming together really, really well. So we've got the NFT marketplace, which will also have the base currency of Bluesparrow. The Bluebit also has a simple exchange, so you can basically convert any crypto to wherever you want. It's like a DEX inside a CX. So minimal fees. We've also got very low commissions as well, depending on what type of trader you are. So we're trying to make it as attractive to as many people as we possibly can. We're all in the crypto space. You might be more into crypto, you might be more into Forex, you might be more into NFTs. We have it. Like whatever your interest is, we have it. And we're going to keep on building on top of that.
I love that. And that has to be something that when you're going after tier 1 exchanges, I think the big question, I would imagine you would know this better than I would. It's like, what's your utility? They really want to see that you're building something rather than a hope and a prayer.
Yeah.
And you can actually go to the table with all of these items and say, look at what we have, right?
That's exactly. And we say that, look at all these utilities. But sometimes I feel like, are they maybe, threatened probably not the right word, but I'm like, I hope they don't see us as competition, then don't list us because of that, because we've almost got so much to offer. And when they're just a centralized exchange that doesn't even offer gold and silver and oil and gas, and they're just offering crypto, and we're offering the entire, they're like, So I'm like, I hope that this doesn't ever put anyone off. I hope it's a positive for tier 1 exchanges as opposed to something that might hinder us, because we have so much as a package.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So we'll take some questions now. We'll kind of intertwine those, and I'll interject too. Let's see here. There was one up here. Let me go back up. Let's see. Oh, here's a comment I want to bring. Bluebit centralized exchange, NFT marketplace, 46 million only in circulation, 600,000 to holders with our daily draws, 2 schools built. So if you just came in a little bit late to the AMA, these are some of the things that Bluesparrow is doing right now. And I heard about this project way back in 2021. And I love that you all have been around for a long time. I think that also helps too. The longer you're around, the longer you build trust with communities, that longevity matters, especially when, we look at crypto and there's only 5% of the world in it right now. We're going to have a huge influx of new people. And I think Blue Sparrow is well prepared for that and well situated to bring a lot of new people into their ecosystem. Where are most of your holders located? I always am curious about that in terms of, I'm sure it's spread out, it's crypto's global, but do you have certain segments of the market that are more prone to be Blue Sparrow token holders right now?
Yeah, I would say the Middle East is the biggest.
Okay.
I would definitely, obviously, yeah, we've got loads spread out. We've got quite a few in Turkey, but yeah, Middle East is definitely where I'd say it's heavily dominated. Lots from a lot of the Iranian community. I think crypto, a lot of countries that have, they've got legislations that go against crypto, or the inflation, the deflation in their economy, it sort of forces people into crypto. So places like Turkey, Iran, China, those sort of places, they're more heavily involved. And I know the rest of the world are going to catch up with that.
Yeah, we have quite a bit in South America as well.
Yeah.
We're now starting to build our U.S. base now with.
We've got a lot of U.S. holders, haven't we?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks to you, Shannon.
That's great stuff. So please keep your questions rolling in chat. I do want to talk about something that was big from a marketing standpoint, Fox Business. How did that come about?
Terry?
Yeah, well, actually, Winston, you set that up, didn't you?
Yes.
The Fox Business interview.
Definitely. So, trust me and believe me, just like anything else in this day and age, right? It's more about researching, what can we do differently than others, because a lot of people have done with lot of different things, and especially when it comes to a downtrend like crypto winter that we are in, we have to make sure we are utilizing the fund wisely, right? So I came about Fox Business, NASQuad, and stuff like that. So, I reach out to them, and they do their own research. They just don't take, oh, you're ready to pay, I'll take it. No, they have to do their research. They take time. They have their own team that do it, regardless of how well we are done so far from the 8 to 9 months we are in. They don't want to see that. They want to do their own research, and they done the research. They came back to me, guys, and you guys did a phenomenal job, and yes, we are interested in having an interview with you. Then I brought Terry in, and trust me and believe me, there's no better person to talk about Blue Sparrow than Terry, because she knows everything, barely sleeps. So, she's the best. So, she spoke about it, and I think she did a phenomenal job representing all the things that we have done so far. So, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning, and more to come. And I'm truly, truly excited.
And Terry's accent makes her sound smarter.
In English. Actually, we got picked up by NASDAQ and Bloomberg, didn't we? Bloomberg twice, NASDAQ twice, Yahoo Finance, a bunch of other ones as well. So that was also really good. They were basically spoke about the entire Bluebit and Blue Sparrow all over their social media, which I think was also really good. Yes, it's mainstream media. We're more used to influencers, but I think it was good for a good sign of credibility. And I think in this game, as you said, Zach, it's all about trust from holders. Having that credibility from giants in the industry like them is pretty big. And having a limited company that's been registered, and we're monitored by the ECCU for the Bluebit, all these things make a difference. I know that's how I would feel if I was going to invest into something.
100%. And I agree. I think it's all hands on deck when it comes to marketing. I think, getting on Newsmax and Fox Business and going the YouTube route or influencer route, I think you need it all. And I think it's even more important, and I guess I'll turn this into a question. I think it's even more important now as we go through this bear market to stay top of mind of investors. Would you say that's accurate?
That's very accurate. That's going to be one of the main reasons, right? So if you are bold enough to be on Fox Business, Newsmax, and Bloomberg, and NASDAQ, right? So what we want to show to our holders that's currently, and also the future holders, we are serious. We won't be putting ourselves in a Fox Business unless we believe in ourselves. A lot of frauds, scams comes and goes, but we are here to say, And if anything that you guys can take away from our interview with Fox and Newsmax is the fact that we are here to stay. We believe in everything that we have done. Our utility is great.
100%, 100%. And so I want to come back to the charity discussion too. So what's in the works now? Is there another project y'all are working on in terms of charity?
Yes, our second school is almost finished. That's in Iran. And basically the walls are all up and all the little tiles are getting put in. So it's almost finished. And then from there, I will be speaking to the team. And I think probably we will be, I don't know, I would hope that we can get some solar panels put into our school in Africa, because I think basically when we went over there and started building the entire place up, a lot of the tribes were walking for 7 hours to come and see what all the commotion was. And now they're like, what's cryptocurrency? And the children are like making pictures. We want to create those to NFTs and give them the money. We're going to need electricity for that. So I think maybe solar panels for the school would be really nice. It'd be beneficial. And it would also be bringing them a little bit into the more modern times a little bit, if that's what they want. You know, passive income for the children, I mean, incredible.
Yeah, and one of the things that we haven't talked about that it's an immediate tie into there is the ability of our lazy minting, right? So in NFTs, typically, you know, the artist is, you know, minting that, and back in the day, last year, right, that could cost $30 to $300 just to mint a picture. It's a little cheaper now just because of the price of ETH and stuff, but lazy minting gives the artists, like artists all over the world, right, the ability to create and share their art without actually having to mint it until it's being purchased. So this is really going to be helpful in areas like third world countries where we can collect the art, we can share it, and then, you know, it won't cost the buyer, will help that artist out by helping with the minting costs.
That's great stuff. Where do you all think the NFT space is going, and how are you planning to situate yourself? Do you think it's going to look the same this time next year?
Me personally, I think it's a new space that's going to just explode, the same as crypto has. And I think crypto still has a long way to go in terms of exploding. I think we haven't even seen the beginning of it yet. And I think NFTs will be the same. You know, you see these huge companies, giants in the industry, buying NFTs and land in the metaverse. Like, they normally know what they're doing. They have teams of researchers. Like, they normally are kind of ahead. And I think some of people have missed the boat on crypto, or so they think, in terms of, like, you know, these big companies. And I think NFTs are their way to go forward on that. So for us situating in that market, it was more about us looking at market trends and really seeing what more we can offer to different people. And that's where the NFT marketplace came from. So that's been being developed for months and months and months. And we're going to keep on adding on to that as well. Yeah, and we've got split royalties as well. So charity can also be a part of that, or you can split work with other artists. And so when you actually create an NFT, you can say, okay, this can go there, that can go there. And I mean, we had one member the other day, he split it with the charity wallet. So it's all kind of comes back around. Charity, NFTs, it's all like, you know, a circle going around that can actually help every part of it.
I know you all are doing a lot, but you mentioned the M word. Do you have Metaverse plans?
We do have on our road ties to Web3 and NFTs and the entire blockchain.
Great.
I'm not sure what we can share unless Terry has talking points we can talk about, though.
Yeah, so basically with our unique draw mechanism, which hasn't been created before, it's our own draw mechanism. Obviously, when we aren't giving away tokens anymore, because we are planning to be here for years and years and years, there will be a new system that will come in. So it won't just be tokens that you can win. It will be Metaverse land, Metaverse accessories. We're always going to have prizes. The 7 daily winners is never going to change. There's always going to be something. And if it's not tokens, it will be, something to go inside the Metaverse with. You know, hopefully we can go into, you know, maybe even the gaming side of things at some point as well. But that 7 daily winners will always be there. So anyone that buys 250 tokens are always going to be in that competition to win, whether it's tokens or in the future, you know, even NFTs and Metaverse, which I think is great. You know,
definitely.
Everyone likes to win stuff, you know, for doing nothing.
100%.
Yeah, and I always want to be in real estate. So what greater way to get some land in the metaverse. There's not much land in Florida, so might as well get some in the metaverse.
Yeah, we're
Everybody.
multi-chain, right? So we're on BSC, we're on ETH, we're Polygon too. Are we on Polygon?
Yeah.
So
Polygon,
we're really there for everyone. I've been doing some NFTs lately just because it's why not? I started the artwork and stuff of people is just amazing though, and I can't wait to see what people send us, and we'll put it on the site, and if there's stuff that you like, you're really helping out the artists directly, and that to me is just another way that we're able to give back and really feel good about it.
And I'll tell you, Zach, just to add on to what everybody else has been saying, lazy minting will change everybody. You said what's the difference between us and others? Lazy minting. I started doing it because only way that you had to pay out of your pocket is when somebody's buying it, right? So, but you don't have to wait till you have the money to mint them. So you can use our feature, and you can use either Ethereum, Polygon, or Binance BSC, and you can create. I created two of them. I'm not an NFT artist by all means, but I created something because end of the day, if somebody is willing to pay for it, guess what? They can have it, and then all the fees and stuff are direct. But lazy minting will be one of those main things that will attract a lot of people to our marketplace compared to any other marketplaces out there.
Yeah, and y'all check out Winston's NFT and let me know if you think it's overpriced and just right.
I love it.
I did remove that, and I create something.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was trying to sell my picture, and Shannon wants something else. So.
Yeah, Winston was looking for an early retirement plan.
Hey, it's possible in the wild NFT
Kid from Indonesia, right? I still bring him up all the time. Right, he took those pictures of himself every day for 5 years, made them all NFTs, made $1 million. Just think what he could do with lazy minting. He wouldn't have had to put all that cost up.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So everybody out there, we're hanging out with the team from Bluesparrow. We have Terry, Winston, and Shannon here. If you're just checking in, you're going to want to go back and listen to it from the beginning. We do have a question out there. Justin's got one. After the roadmap is finished, how will Bluesparrow and its utility continue to grow and make its mark on the crypto space? If you could speak on that, of course, thank you.
Our roadmap won't ever be finished. We're going to finish what's on our roadmap, but as we do, we're constantly evolving, changing, looking for ways to, make society better. So we don't really necessarily, but beyond our roadmap, what we're going to do. But I mean, we as a team, there's ideas we come up just in the middle of the night, right? Hey guys, I want to do this, and oh great, or oh no, that sucks, right? But we're constantly evolving as a team, bringing up ideas, looking at other areas in not just crypto, but where we can make that Web3 link. So yeah, I'm heavily moving into the Web3 world. NFTs are going to be our future, not just for images, but for car leases, home deeds, graduation certificates. Everything is going to be NFTs, and then the utility around each of those, because an NFT could be a key, basically like a key to everything else. And some NFTs have hidden properties inside it that the world is open for this particular market, and we're going to exploit it. We're going to exploit it for the good of man, right? Because it's open, it's transparent, and it's the wave of the future in my mind.
I love it.
Yeah, and just adding on to that as well, our long-term plan and what's already been executed right now is we're listing hot projects. So basically, all of the tokens that are doing really well right now have one thing: you have to have an audit, and we do our really careful due diligence on them. We're listing them with Bluebit. That's one of our strategies. One, it helps bring more attention to good projects. It also helps us in terms of marketing. this week we've been integrating. I've been talking to Satama, Cold, Starlink, Calm, Core. These are all fantastic guys, and we've been speaking, and we're going to be integrating them into Bluebit literally this week. And I just think, for me, that long term, that's got longevity to it, because the maker and taker fees we can constantly use for new burns on Bluesparrow, like that's going to be never ending. And I think this is what I said today, actually, in a Telegram thing. Where I want people to be in crypto is the quicker the bad projects can be cleaned out, the better. So if projects can actually come together, the good ones, and support each other rather than fighting against each other, I think that's the way forward. Because there's so many scammy projects out there, and I hate that, and I hate to see people lose their money. I really do. So I think the more that we can sort of support and build that sort of tower with each other, I think we are building more trust for the future for everyone. Like people that don't even know they're going to be in crypto yet and they want to come into the space, they're going to see a nicer world, as opposed to maybe what we've seen in the last few years where people have just taken people's money and done a rug. I hate that. So yeah, that's for me, that's where I think our long-term plan is going to be, is basically building an entire empire of good projects that can be housed under Bluebit.
Yeah, there's a lot of great DAOs out there. 3.0 DAO, you got Cult DAO that Terry mentioned. These are community projects, by the way, if people know what DAOs are. It's where it's a full democracy of, the vote. I mean, they're laid up different ways. I do like the way Cult's laid out with their guardians and stuff. But when you look at the world of these autonomous business objects like that, you can start to look at how to build schools, like what we're doing here, how to build roads, how to change the world in these DAO systems. But a lot of these smaller DAOs, they're not going to get on major exchanges, right? So we're the conduit that is going to bring some of these to a major exchange where you have all the commodities and trading and all of that, and you're able to interact with Colt, or I don't know which all the ones we have in our pipeline, but I know we have quite a few that we do due diligence on. If we don't believe in it, it doesn't make it. Yeah. Because we don't want anybody to be burned. This is I'm putting everything behind me in Bluesparrow. I mean, not just financially, publicly. I may support other tokens out there, but I'm not tying my reputation and my life to it. Like I am Bluesparrow. I'm heavily committed, not just in the token, but in the industry and the team I'm on. And these are great people, and I'm just tickled pink to work with.
I can tell. I mean, and I think other people out there who are listening to this and watching this, you could just tell when people are working well together, and I could see it. I saw it when I talked to all of you in 2021, and it's nothing short of amazing what you all have accomplished in a short amount of time. The charity component, the exchange now, the NFTs, the giveaway components for the community. But of course, people still want more. So there's a question out there, Blue Chain or your own blockchain, is that something that could be in the works? Thanks for the question too.
Yeah, great question. We actually do get this. Me personally, I think it would be fantastic. That's going to be a question for the devs so that they can create it. But I definitely think it would be on the table for discussion moving forward once we've got all of the components running like perfect cogs, because we have got so many things going on now. I think once everything is up and running and everything's smooth and beautiful, I think then we can be like, what's our next Everest? What's our next mountain to conquer? So I think definitely that would be the next place to go into. Metaverse, blockchains. I mean, it's endless. When you've got fantastic devs like we have, they're like geniuses. You can put an idea to them and they'll find a way. So.
They've already got the skills. We've already got the skill set in house. All we have to do is pick a direction.
And Zach, if I can add one more thing, it would be, we listen to our community a lot. We pay attention to what they say, and nothing, we just say, that goes to trash. Everything what our community says, we listen to it, and we have it in the past, and I think that's something that we will listen to. And once we listen to it, we pick it, we bring it to the dev, and it's definitely something that we will talk with them about it.
Now, if anyone's interested in how you make a blockchain, I'll post something later on my YouTube where I break it down on how blockchains are built using the encryption and hashing. So it'll give people an idea of how a blockchain's actually built. But there's nothing that our team can't do, and I'm 100%, especially after the upgrade, right? When you're like, let's see. But man, it's hard to impress me, and my team impresses me a lot.
That's awesome. Winston, I love what you said about the community too, because when they feel a part of it, they're going to do, we talked about marketing earlier, they're going to market for you.
Definitely,
right?
definitely. And I think we have the best. Everybody loves their own community, but trust me and believe me, man, there's not a community like Blue Sparrow community. They are so passionate. And I'll tell you, they made me a movie star. I'm the lowest of the on the blockchain or anything to do with it. But they make sure they believe in you. They believe in your project, and they have your back. That's something that like going back to what you said, community is everything to us. And our CFO told me one time, Winston, without the community, there's not us, right? So community is what that I listen to. I listen to everything. Sometimes, some things they say we don't even like, and we don't even want to read it. But guess what? That's their opinion. Their opinion is heard. So community, that's number one in my book, and they are the one that is behind us, pushing. Like we won't sleep till like something is accomplished. So yeah, that's something that I'm truly believe in it.
100%.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is our team members are so passionate. I sit at the top table with, having meetings with people, and whenever we have a discussion, it always comes back to the holders. How will this affect the holders? Will it affect them in a bad way? If it does, it's off the table straight away. And that's why I'm fully doxed, and I'm the face of it, because I wouldn't want to be a part of something that could potentially hurt people, as I've been in that position many times myself. So I can honestly tell you, the people in the back end, their heart is in the right place, and the community always comes first, always.
Yep, I love that, and that's really why we're here. I mean, crypto is all about community. Crypto is all about giving the people back the power and letting them make their own decisions and have financial freedom. I love hearing that. By the way, these are all three Docs members of the team. If you're just checking in, make sure you hit the like button. We've got Terry with us, we've got Winston, we've got Shannon. We've got some questions here in the chat too, so let me bounce back over in here. What's your idea about the market cap in 2 years from now? I know the price question's always kind of weary because you were all working on just building, but there's always that big question looming. Do you have goals for that? Like, do you set, hey, we want to be at this market cap by the end of the year? Do you talk about that? What does that look like inside the war room?
We do sometimes, but we're more about building. I mean, I like to look at other projects and see if there's any sort of comparables and see what, when the bull market and things like that work. I mean, for me, I think, I hate giving price targets and things because then the community are going to collar me. But, our goal would be $100. This is the thing. Like $100 is where I think, a piece is where we aren't going to stop till we get there. And that's literally the truth. We aren't going to stop. We're going to keep on building and keep making sure that the chart's going up. And, it's the bear market right now. There's not much we can do about that, but we can change what we're doing. And that is build, and build utility as much as possible.
Awesome. Here's another one. So Zach, considering Blue Sparrow has launched just 9 months ago, how would you rate its progression thus far? Oh, it's asking me a question. He's asking me a question. I wasn't ready for that.
Don't sandbag me now, Zach.
No, I mean, honestly, and I don't just say this like because y'all are here. I mean, in 9 months, it's nothing short of amazing. I mean, many people in 9 months would maybe have an NFT marketplace, maybe a swap, but you have a number of things: the charity component, the exchange, the NFTs, the giveaway components, and you're still looking to build. So I've been very impressed. That's why they're here today. That's why this team is here today. And I don't say that lightly. Truly.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate that.
No problem. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Here it is. What's the team estimate? Okay, that was the same question a little while back. Sorry, a little behind in chat, guys. We had a good conversation going. We catch up. What's your target for Bluebit Exchange among other exchanges as tier 1 exchange? That's a good question.
What's the target for in terms of ranking on CMC? Is that question? Let me read it again.
Yeah, Mustafa, if you want to ask that again, I think that's kind of where he's going. Just how do you get yourself to?
I think it's going to. So there's a couple nuances in our exchange. Where it is, because it's located where it is. We have certain regulations we have to follow. We have certain regulations we don't. Bluebit will actually be very U.S. friendly as far as we're not going to be reporting to any agencies or anything to anyone around the world, right? We are an exchange. We're not going to get into government politics and anything like that. At least that's the last that I had heard. Terry?
Yeah, so we've applied for CoinMarketCap for Bluebit. It's very, very different to applying for a token. There's a mountain of paperwork. Obviously, it needs to be all the legal side of it as well, which is totally fine. We have everything. We are monitored by the ECCU. As Shannon said, it's in St. Vincent, so they're way more crypto friendly than maybe some other places, like, I don't know, maybe the UK, for example. So we are able to do slightly lenient verification, but we do have AML policies and KYC, depending on which level you're going for. And we obviously, we have to have those policies in place. But in terms of climbing those ranks of CoinMarketCap, it's got to be trading volume, and it has to be amount of token listings. So we're not going to just throw any token listing on there, though. There's no way, because that's not good for us. But that's why we're going after the big tokens at the moment. The more people we can get to Bluebit, the higher we're going to climb, more volume we're going to have. And we honestly have got 5-year plans for Bluebit and Bluesparrow. Like the business plan, we're 5 years. Like we're literally from here to there. We have our business plan mapped out for Bluebit. And yeah, it basically means it's climbing those ranks. And in my opinion, and I don't want to sound bad for the bear market right now, I think this bear market is going to clear out a lot of exchanges that are maybe not serving their community and their customers very well. I've already seen a few go under. And I think that we're going to be waiting, ready to take their space, because we have got customer service, we have got everything in place. We do offer more than the average exchange, so we're just going to be there waiting to climb that ladder and get into their little spot. So yeah, I don't want anyone to go bust in this market, but the thing is, if you overhead yourselves and they've been overzealous in the bull market, then that's an issue. But we're not going to be. We have $20 million in liquidity for our exchange, so that's why I say we've got a 5-year plan.
I love it, man. That's great stuff. And I think somebody mentioned in chat we've covered a lot in an hour. We could go on and on, even for another hour. We'll have to do it again for sure. Jake says he feels a lot more comfortable buying into this crypto, and that's really the point of these AMAs. It's to meet the team, to have more confidence before you decide to invest, and that's the whole point of these. So that's good to hear. Jake also says LBank Exchange was the listing on November 13th. You said that was your first, right? First list.
That was our first, yeah. So within about a week after we listed, more or less 10 days. Yeah.
And Terry mentioned earlier too, for anybody just checking in, like the shift now is to move to tier 1s. They're kind of past that stage where you get listed on whatever you want to call them, tier 2, tier 3s, and now it's looking to big tier 1 exchanges, which is exciting.
Yeah, and we only want tier 1s now.
Yeah, a lot of people are even reaching out to us, and just to touch base with how well we care about our community, there was an exchange that reached out to us, and me and Terry had a conversation, and one of those things that we found was they charge a lot to the holders, and also it's not very user friendly. So we decided, we're not doing it because we don't want any of our holders to get stuck if they had to move. So just to touch base, how we think compared to other people, it's not just having one more exchange on the book, how it's going to affect our holders. So just so our mentality towards looking at a few things, I just want to bring that up.
Definitely.
Well, and I don't, to be honest with you, from a passive income standpoint, I'd like to see, I'm happy with Bluebit, right? Because you have the ability to share, to share your QR code and all of that, make passive income. You can't do this with Coinbase or crypto.com. So if you actually get into trading and or if you know like 10 traders and you're just going out, hey, try Bluebit, boom. That could be, a huge incentive to where no one else is really kind of offering that. And when you're looking at bear markets, how can I make money off of, especially in crypto? In a bear crypto market, how can you make money in an exchange where you can go off with commodities, right? You have the ability to buy gold and all of that. So it's not just about crypto anymore. It's the financial suite is what Bluebit is basically offering.
I love it. Justin is in the chat. Kat, thanks for joining us today. He wants a polo like Winston's got on there. Are those available?
We can get some.
Okay.
I have a sale link that I almost hit the post on with a bunch of Bluesparrow stuff. I just haven't done it. Winston may have one too.
Yeah, tell him to reach out to me, and as long as he's a holder, I'll hook him up. No worries.
Awesome.
We want more of this out. I have a jacket going on, and Terry has a couple of t-shirts, and I know most of our admins have some t-shirts too.
Well, they stay in the cars too. They got like huge decals. So
yeah. Blue Sparrow wagon, yes.
Kurt says
we need to get some pins.
Oh, go ahead, Terry. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we need to get some pins for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And if you have hats too, I'll rock a hat or something too.
Yeah. No worries. Actually, I'm making one myself, so I'll do two, and I'll send you one.
Deal.
Got it.
Kurt says, I feel you can trust this group. They also have ideas that tie to the crypto space more to the world we live in. And I think those are the two big things. I mean, with the future of successful projects, it's always trust, it's always community, but it's staying ahead of the curve. And I think what I took away from, listening and talking with you all today is you're willing to adapt, you're willing to pivot, you're willing to listen to the community based on where this market's going to go. Because let's just face it, like what we have now is just what we have now. We don't really know. I mean, this could be a totally different conversation a year from now, and it probably will be. I mean, that's how early we are into crypto. And when you're talking to developers and talking to groups who are willing to adapt, willing to pivot, I think those are the projects you want to be a part of, because that they're staying ahead of the curve and they're putting their best foot forward. It wasn't a question, just a comment, but.
No, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Kurt. And like you just hit the nail on the head there, that we're adaptable. This market is changing so fast, and if you're not adaptable, you're going to get left behind, in my opinion, for sure. And that's what we did. That's why we did V2. We changed tactics. We have meetings every day with people in the space, and we had some recommendations from people that have been in the business for a long time, and we devised a plan. So adaptability key.
100%. Bluebit, why Bluebit is not listed on CoinMarketCap? A couple more questions here, and then why Bluesparrow did not list in big exchanges as they promised. So Jafar, they're working on the big exchanges. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we're working on that, the right ones. And Bluebit, the paperwork's been sent off. It's not the same as listing a token. Token takes 2 days with minimal information. But a exchange, obviously, it's you're talking about a huge financial core. So that's like 35 pages of information have to be sent off. Lawyers have to check it over, yada. So it's been sent off, and hopefully we'll be on there extremely soon.
Awesome. And then another question about the lottery. Do you have, I think I know the answer to this, but will you change it? Will prizes be added? I'm guessing that's probably, we're going to listen to the community and kind of see.
Yeah, prizes will be added. There'll always be 7 daily winners. That won't change. But there will be extra things coming in. We said that before, Metaverse, Metaverse accessories, NFTs, we've kind of got a huge scope there. So it won't just be tokens. So yeah, that draw mechanism is good for everything.
Awesome. Well, basically Web3 is the combination of crypto and the real world, right? And not only are we going to do it from a coding perspective, we're going to do it with how we interact with the real world and how we interact with blockchain. So to me, we are that conduit, that connection to offer Web3, not just at a code level.
Yep. Awesome stuff. This has been phenomenal. Just one more pass, go around, just anything that wasn't asked, or something that's still on your brain that you want to talk about, one more pass around the table. And again, we're joined by 3 members, all docs from the Bluesparrow team. This project's been around since late 2021. Highly encourage everybody to do your own research, dig into the white paper. I hear a new version of the white paper is coming soon too, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We'll have to update it with the new.
We have tons of things to add to it, so it has to be changed like completely.
But we're reading 5 or 6 languages now, so it's not a trivial task. It's not just updating the version.
That's great. I saw that. That's really smart too, because a lot of projects don't do that for whatever reason. But yeah, one more pass around. And thank you all so much for being here, everybody out there. Terry, Winston, Shannon. It's been great. And so one more pass around. Whoever wants to start, just something that you wanted to mention to leave the audience with.
I'll go first. Truly, take a look into the project. And also our exchange, our NFT platform. I personally, I'm actually playing with our NFT platform. It's nft.bluebit.io. Please take a look into the features that we have. Create some NFT, and I promise you guys will love it. And our token is nothing but best. So that's something that I want to tell everybody.
And with me, if you ever have any questions or anything, I'm with all of us. Terry, Winston, you can hit us on Twitter, direct message us, hit us on Telegram. Really any way you can to, if you have any sort of question, we're happy to spend any amount of time with really anyone and answer any questions or explain, how anything works. So with that, thanks for spending an hour with us, Terry. We lost your audio.
Oh, here, I think you muted yourself.
Oh, it was my AirPod. I think the battery died on my AirPod. Can you hear me fine now?
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I just wanted to do a full loop of everything, really. So we're a native token to Bluebit centralized exchange. We've got an NFT marketplace, 46 million in circulation currently. $650,000 have been given back in our daily draws back to holders. We've built 2 schools, 1 water tower, an iOS trading app. We'll have an Android app coming out at the end of the year, and more schools and more money to give away. So basically, it's an one-stop shop, passive income, complete ecosystem. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening in. And let's do this again for sure. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And definitely find out more about the project. We couldn't even cover everything today because there's so much to get into. But an hour flies when you're having fun. So thank you all again.
Hey, Zach, thank you.
Thanks, Winston. Terry, Shannon.
All the questions and everything.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in and listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next one.